I'm going to touch base a concept called joins today. Okay. Now, if you look at any data source, whenever you are trying to develop a dashboard, right? Look at this. If you try to look at this, right? Where, how am I getting this data? Isn't it? Is this something because of the joins behavior between the data sources or not? Okay. So let's discuss this in this point of view. Okay. Now, so firstly, let me focus on the joins behavior first. In today's class, let's focus on the joins behavior. Here we go. Look at this, guys. I have what, let's say I have two types of tables called iColor and siblings. Example. Okay. Now, in order to generate a report, I mean, say my dashboard, look at this. So you should have some source details, right? So source is fine. Look at this exclamatory mark, which means there is no content that you have selected. So now what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to choose the respective tables. Okay. We are supposed to choose what? Respective tables. And look at this. Okay. Now, you have what? Two set of fields in this table. Like in iColor table, you have what? Name as well as iColor. Okay. Name is what? Let's say Adam, Tyler and Ganesh example. Okay. Blue, something like this. These are all the two fields we have. This is one table. And another table what you have is okay, siblings. Within these siblings you have two fields again, name and siblings, number of siblings. Okay. Now, if you observe these two tables, are you seeing any common data? Hmm? I mean, any common fields do you see? Yes, absolutely. Now look at this. Say, look at this. Like, this is the sibling table and this is the iColor table, and these two are the values. Now, you tell me, guys, in between these two tables, what is the common column? Name. Isn't isn't it? So the rule here is okay. The rule here is most of the time, okay, to perform relationship, okay, to perform the relationship between the tables, okay, we should have what? Common columns. Common columns. And I can put it in one more way. Two tables, okay, two tables are associated based upon PK and FK. Okay, PK stands for primary key and FK stands for foreign key. Okay, yes. To perform the relationship between the two tables, you have primary key and foreign key. Okay, don't care about whether the source data is coming from Excel or Oracle or Teradata or SQL Server, irrespective of the case. Okay, if it is Excel, that's fine. But imagine that what if I have RDBMS database? Then definitely what you have? Primary key and foreign key. Right. Now look at this. Now, I have a database of SQL Server with me, SQL Server database, and I have an utility to interact with it like SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. Fine. Example, guys. Okay, just an example for your better understanding. Now look at this. For example, I have a table called country. Okay, and it's a region. Okay, so to interact with the database, we should have SQL. So SQL is an interface, okay, between a database and to the user. User in the sense, in this scenario, Ganesh is the user. Okay, so that's what. Now look at this. See, over here also you have a data. If you look at our, this one, see, this is a column. Okay, what is this? This is a column. One column name is name and another column name is eye color. Okay, and this is what? Rows. We used to call it as rows, or you can also call it as list of values. Now look at this. Even here also we have what? A table called country, example. Okay, now look at this. How many columns I have? 2 columns, isn't it? Now if you look at here into your Tableau desktop also, you have 2 columns, and each and every column is having different set of rows. Okay, don't you think that this a duplicative data? No, because the corresponding name is different. If you say that name is also same, then you might think it off. Okay, now look at this. You have country. Now if you observe here, in this country table you have unique data. What is this? You have unique data, which means it is not a repetitive value. And if you look at this country table, okay, you have what? PK. PK stands for primary key, which never accept duplicate values. Okay, and country ID 1 instance what? USA. 33 instance France. 34 instance Spain, something like that. Similarly, now you have what? Region table also. Look at this. Region ID, look at this. No repetitive values. But you have country ID, repetitive values. But the corresponding values are not same, which are different, isn't it? Now look at this. When I execute these 2 tables, tell me guys, what is the common column? Country ID. Do you agree with me? Yes, you have country ID. So country ID in country table, one indicating USA. So one instance USA. So look at this. In USA, you have so many regions, and each and every region is having their unique ID. So what is the common column? Country ID. So country ID in country table becomes a primary key, and country ID in region table is becoming foreign key, where it might have repetitive values, but the corresponding relevant values are different with the other opposite columns. Okay, the same logic applicable even our Tableau desktop level also, because whenever I am going to add any respective tables from the respective sources, this source could be RDBMS database, or like Oracle, Teradata, SQL Server, okay, DB2, or else we have HP NeoView database, whatnot. For all those RDBMS database, and even if it is XLS data source also, this logic, okay, is going to be applicable. Okay, now look at this. So when I add a particular table, this is the corresponding columns. Okay, now look at this guys. Always a report will have a consolidated data. Okay, for example, let's say I have a report example. Okay, I have a Tableau report. So let's say I have a report. So do you think that the whole report is generated is only from one set of a table? No. A report will have a data from different set of tables. Okay. A report will have a data from different set of tables. It doesn't mean that for every table you have one report. No, absolutely no, wrong. A report will have a data from different tables. Okay, a consolidated report from different tables, because at an organizational point of view, each and every data is directly or indirectly associated. Okay, now, so to get a data, now look at this. So we have W table. Now look at this. So in these tables, now look at this. What you have? See, inner join, left outer join. Guys, yesterday we have discussed about this connection. Now this is the time to discuss about this one. Okay, see, left outer join. Look at the data. See, when I perform left, the output is something different. Okay, right? So what it performs basically, right? Now, to generate this kind of a consolidated report, okay, to generate a consolidated reports, we should have to deal with these types of joins. Okay, you got me, guys? Now you can ask me a purpose. You can ask me a question. Why these joins are helpful? Yes?
Ganesh, Aman here. Why it's not allowing for a right outer and full outer joins, Ganesh?
Yeah. See, this is depends upon the flow of tables. Okay, that's what we have to choose. Okay, I'll tell you the behavior, why it is. Okay, I can show you with a different data source. That's fine. Okay, now, but before that, look at this. Joins are helpful. Okay, joins are helpful to perform, to fetch or retrieve the data. Joins are helpful to fetch or retrieve the data from respective data sources. Okay, from respective data sources into reports. Okay, so into report in the sense our W report here, that is what I'm going to say, into worksheet I can say. See this worksheet. Okay, now, right guys, so these joins are compulsion. The existence of a joins whenever you are trying to perform, okay, between the sources of a data, the joins are compulsory. Okay, yes, the joins are compulsory. Now look at this. Now this is the example, I'm putting it in Excel. Okay, now look at this. So this is the sample table. This is a table called sibling table, and this is eye color table. Okay, guys, I'm putting very in a simple format for your better understanding, so that is the reason I'm putting this kind of a documentation. Okay, siblings table. Okay, and eye color table. Right, now siblings table is having what kind of a data? Look at this, two columns. Column 1 is name, column 2 is number of siblings. See, look at this, name and this one. Fine. Now when you perform the inner join, okay, inner join in the sense, inner join retrieves, okay, inner join retrieves the common values of common columns between the two tables. Common values of common columns. Okay, common values of common columns. But this is the report requirement. Look at this. Name from sibling table, number of siblings from sibling table, eye color from eye color table. So in between these two tables, in between siblings and eye color, tell me guys, what is the common column you have? Name. Now look at this. So as I'm saying, inner join retrieves common values of common columns between the two tables. Now tell me, what is the common column? Name. Okay, now tell me, what is the common values? Adam and Tyler. So Adam is having how many siblings? Two siblings. See. And Tyler is having three siblings. Fine. And what is the corresponding eye color? Look at this. Blue and brown. Now you can ask me a question. Then why, what about Ganesh? Because Ganesh value is not common between these two tables. So inner join retrieves common values of common columns between the two tables. So this is the proof. Okay. Of course, over here in your Tableau desktop, I might have taken number of siblings from the eye color table also. So that is the reason. Okay. See. But in fact, here we go. This is the output. Guys, are we clear with this? Guys, I am dealing with very simple data here. But imagine if you have a huge volume of a data, right? So that is the reason you should be in a position to predict the data behavior. So that is the reason. Few guys, I know that few of you are already aware with the joins. Okay, I know that few of you are working with the business objects and plenty of other stuff. But you should understand the concepts of the behavior of a join even at a Tableau desktop level also. So that is the reason I'm putting in this way. Okay. Now, so this is the inner join. Any questions with this inner join? Okay. Next one is left outer join. Okay. Next one is what? Left outer join. So this left outer join is going to pull the whole data from the left side table. Okay. Whole data from the left side table along with the common values of common columns of the opposite side table. Look at this. Left outer join retrieves the whole data of a left side table along with the common values of the common columns of the right side table. Now look at this. What is the left side table here? Siblings. So you have all the fields from the sibling table. Look at this. Fine. Okay, and all the corresponding this one. Then common values. What are the common values? Adam and Tyler are the column values between two tables, right? So that is the reason it is giving two eye colors of this. But for the James and Sheena, look at this. You don't have a common values of the right side table. That is nothing but eye color table. So that is the reason it is giving null values. So what does it mean? Left outer join retrieves the whole data of a left side table, okay, along with the common values of common columns. And if you don't have a matching data, it gives you null values. It gives what? Null values. Okay. Look at this. If I go ahead with the left outer join, what happened? Null values. Because Ganesh and Brown is not having any relevant values in the opposite side table. So that is the reason. Okay. That is the reason. Okay, guys. Are we good with this? Every one of you, are we good so far? Okay. Yeah. Now, as Aman is saying, can any one of you tell me why this right outer join and full outer join is not enabled? Can any one of you brief me, guys? Any one of you? Fine. Why? What is the reason? Is this functionality is not supportive or what?
Maybe the data doesn't have any null values for those, right?
What else could be? Come on, guys. What could be the
Yeah,
reason?
Ganesh might be this the first table that we have taken, right? That might be the primary key, and the second table might be the foreign key relationships. That might be the reason. Uh, so to choose primary key as a left outer might be the reason. I think it is.
Exactly. Because it is the problem with my source file. Okay. But in fact, Aman, this is the problem with my source file. Okay. Because of I haven't defined very properly with the primary key and foreign key cases because it is Excel file. That is the reason. Okay. But
Okay.
in case I'll show you that in case if you are interacting with the RDBMS database, okay, how these functionalities, all the types of right outer join and full outer join will be enabled by default. Okay. You don't need to bother with that. Okay.
Okay.
And one more question, Ganesh. It will be possible to connect with the multiple data sources with this?
Absolutely
data type?
possible. 100% possible. That is the beauty with the dashboard. Okay. Absolutely possible. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to show you that examples. Okay. I'm going to show you that, Harish.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, in case.
Okay, Ganesh, one second. Ganesh, I have a question. So you said this was an Excel spreadsheet, so it doesn't have any relationships, primary key and foreign key. So why was it disabled?
See, that is, I just want to show it in a better way. So that is the reason I have taken my own example. I'm not, no, it is not dependent on any RDBMS database. Just a sample data I have cooked up. So that is the reason.
No, not this one. The outer join, why was it grayed out for in the worksheet? Sorry, in the dashboard.
Is this the one?
Yeah. So because he was saying like someone was saying the primary key and foreign key, but this is a spreadsheet. It doesn't have those relationships, right?
So that is what we do not have an exact proper data. It is a problem with the source file. So that is the reason. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, in the same example, if I go ahead with the right outer join, what could be the behavior? So it is quite opposite to left outer join. Okay. Left outer join performs what? It retrieves the whole data of a left side table along with the common values of common columns. In case if you don't have a matching data, it gives null values. Right. Now, it is quite opposite to the left outer join. Right outer join is quite opposite to the this one. Okay, now look at this. Right outer join retrieves the whole data of a right side table. The whole data of a right side table. Okay. Along with the common values of common columns of left side table. In case if you don't have a matching data, it will give you null values. Okay. So look at this. The whole data of a right side table. Okay. Right. And see here it is eye color and number of siblings. Something. Okay. Now look at the behavior. Isn't it? So the whole data of a right side table. Okay. Now look at this. So what is the common value? Adam and Tyler in the left side table. So that is the reason it is giving 2 and 3. Then how about Ganesh? Ganesh is not available in the left side table. So that is the reason you have a null value. Right. So this is the functionality. Right, guys. Then how about full outer join? Full outer join. Okay. So full outer join basically performs whether it is common or uncommon. Okay. Full outer join gives all the data from both the tables, whether it is common or uncommon. So this is output. See, look at this. You have all the data from both left side table as well as the right side table. Look at this. Adam to Sheena as well as Ganesh. Look at this. And corresponding value. And if you don't have matching values, definitely will give you null values, null records. Okay. But we have certain disadvantages with the full outer join. In case if you are dealing with a huge volume of data, it may tell me, guys, anyone of you aware that what is the disadvantage with the full outer join? Any idea?
Duplicates.
Cartesian product.
Cartesian results. nothing but not duplicates, okay, multiplications of a data. Of course, sometimes based upon the number of rows, you might have multiple values also. But most of the times you have Cartesian results. So that is the reason mostly we won't use full outer join. But if the situation is demanding, definitely we'll be using it in a specific way. But most of the cases we'll be using left, right, and inner joins. Okay, guys. Now, okay. Now, what am I going to do, right? Guys, to proceed with my next class, having 100% knowledge on the joins are very, very important. Okay, so that is the reason I have prepared one of the functionality with a different table structures. Okay, I request every one of you to go through this before attending my next class. Then only I can take up my next class. Otherwise, I cannot. The reason because this is going to helpful to validate your reports. So that is the reason I am specifically talking about. Okay. For example, how it is going to be helpful during the validation of your reports, these joins and all, it plays a crucial role. Look at this. Let's say you have a dashboard, example, W dashboard. Okay. So someone is said that this value is wrong or something. They said that the 2012 data is totally wrong. Tell me, how are you going to validate the data? The first primary focus that you need to do is the type of a join that what you are using. Okay, type of a join. What type of a join which are being incorporated? That is what we should aware of it. So that is the reason, guys. Okay, every one of you before attending tomorrow's session, yes, though you are aware, already know or not, please, irrespective of the case, I request every one of you to go through these results. Okay, and I'm going to upload this material right away in the portal, whatever I have. Okay. Yeah. And guys, I have shared this information, right? So does every one of you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
So even if not, please let me know. I can help you out. Okay. Now,
Ganesh.
yes, please.
I didn't get that information because yesterday only I joined the class.
Okay. So this is Prasad, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Prasad, can you ping me your email ID?
Yes, I can do that.
Yes, it is being uploaded, guys. Fine. That is one thing. And before attending my next session, I also request tell me, guys, who is not having SQL knowledge, basic SQLs like conditions, all those things. Tell me, who is not having knowledge on SQL? Radhika, are you good with the SQL queries?
Basic training.
Okay.
But you can give some material.
That is what I'm going to give some assignment related to the SQL queries also. So that is the reason. Before proceeding with my next, the next development of, because we have plenty of stuff to discuss like filters, show cards and all. It all deals with a kind of a customization. So then we need to have a strong enough with the SQL queries also. So that is the reason. Okay. You can ask me a question. If it is an Excel source, why should I have a knowledge on the SQL? But in a real time, you won't get. You might have or you might not have. RDBMS as a data source. But irrespective of the case, you should be in a position to deal with the SQL queries. So that is the reason. Okay. Who is not having knowledge on the SQL queries? Please let me know. I can help you out. That is the reason.
Ramesh, Radhika is here.
Radhika, can you speak a bit loud? Your voice is very inaudible to me.
Hello,
Okay.
can you help me?
Yes, Radhika. Okay, I'll take care. I'll take care in your case. Okay. Okay. How about rest, guys? Rest of you? Okay. Okay, Radhika. I'll get in touch with you accordingly. Okay. Now, guys, I have uploaded this document by creating a folder called SQL. Okay. So please download this file, and without failure, every one of you to attend my before attending my next session. Definitely, guys, I request you to go through it without failure. Then only I'll be taking up my next class. Otherwise, I'm not taking it up. Okay, because that is the importance. These joins and all are going to helpful to ensure that your data is accurate in your dashboards. That is the reason. That is first thing. And second thing is, during the validation of reports, I mean to say, now you can ask me a question. Why should a developer do the validation? Yes, a developer also has to involve in the data validation, right? At least he has to do a unit testing, right? So in that scenarios, first checkpoint you will consider is SQL joins only. Okay, yes, first you will consider the SQL joins only, then only you will be picking up something else. Okay, so that is the reason I request every one of you to go ahead with this documentation without failure. That's why I can say it is an assignment. Okay, now I'm also uploading few of the SQL queries. Okay, in case if you're not thorough, you can have a practice with that. But these SQL queries works with a database called Motors. Look at this. We have a database called Motors, right? So these SQL queries will work with only Motors database. Okay. Here I have, look at this. I have given these SQL queries, guys. Just all what you need to do is just needs to copy paste. That's it. And you need to play around with only Motors database. Okay, only with Motors. For that, what we can do, right? You can check with the big class folks by saying that whether you need a server access for the SQL server. Of course, they might charge you some additional fees. I'm not pretty sure. Probably you can get in touch with them, because most of the trainers, they won't, whenever they are dealing with the Tableau, right? They said that these conditions and all not required, but it is required, guys. In fact, during the data validation level, it requires. Okay, where I have given everything. Okay, so you better to check with the big class folks by saying that I need database of MS SQL server with Motors database. So if you have a Motors database, simple, you can just copy paste it. Basic thing, like, you know, how we can apply conditions, okay, how we can use order by, okay, and how you can use aggregate functions, how we can perform the joins, group by, order by, plenty of stuff you have. Okay, this is required. If it is fine, even if big class folks may be charging, I mean, they won't charge much amount, they'll charge very less amount as per my knowledge, but you can cross check with them. If yes, better to have a practice, guys, trust me. Okay, any reporting element, okay, in case if they are using SQL as the backend, yes, you need to be thoroughful with those SQL queries, and these SQL queries is required during the Tableau desktop customizations, because I'm going to touch base, okay, a concept called calculation fields. Okay, whenever I'm going to deal with the calculation fields, I'm going to use this kind of a SQL functionalities like if then else. Look at this. Of course, they will give you an inbuilt functionality, but that's fine. Look at this, lookup functionality. Okay, okay, month difference between the months, percentage. Okay, see, all these SQL functionalities, square root. Okay, see, plenty of stuff you have. So that is the reason I am requesting you again and again to be thoroughful with the SQL queries. Okay, see, at this moment I have what MS Access is the data source, guys. Look at this, but still I do have a SQL query supposed to be implemented. See, case statement, something like this. Okay, so that is the reason it is required. Okay, now if you are going through at least these joins, then only I'll take up a next session. Okay, now look at this, guys. Before starting up my next session, firstly we should be in a position to identify the naming conventions of our data source elements. As I said, what kind of a data sources we have, guys? Data elements, I mean say reporting elements. Okay, the reporting elements, what we have? Textual dimensions. Textual dimension in the sense, look at this. Wherever you see this ABC symbol, okay, see, what is this? This ABC symbol, for example, segment. See, this ABC is nothing but your textual dimension, where it consists descriptive data. Descriptive data. This is called as textual dimension. Okay, and the globe symbol you are seeing here, right? This is what called as geographical dimension. Okay, country, geographical dimension. Okay, geographical dimension, and over here you are seeing this, right? Ship date, order date with a calendar symbol. Okay, if you are seeing with a calendar symbol, look at this. Okay, with the calendar symbol. Okay, that is what is that? Date dimension. Date dimension. Okay, and look at that icon. Now we have also one more reporting element called date and time dimension. What is that? Date and time dimension. So that date and time dimension, are you able to see anywhere over here? No. Now look at this. Select right click. Okay, wherever you see calendar with a clock symbol, that is what called date and, okay, date and time dimension. Okay, look at the differences. And wherever you see this ash symbol, that indicates about measures, that indicates about measurable elements. Okay guys, now so these measures will have some properties like, you know, continuous values, discrete values, all those things. Okay, I am going to see discrete values and continuous values, everything, and you have default properties, everything. Okay, and these aggregations and everything. I am going to touch base from tomorrow onwards. Okay, tomorrow I am going to touch base in the first half with a concept called axis. Okay, because we have different types of charts like dual chart, combo chart. Okay, look at this. We have axis, right? I said individual axis we have, blended axis we have, dual axis we have. Okay, so to deal with that, you should be in a position to identify, okay, what is meant by discrete value, okay, what is meant by continuous value, all those things you should be in a position to understand that. Okay, and I'm going to touch base with what is this headers, okay, and what sort of, how we can convert these reporting, different structures, how we can able to achieve, what are all the filter criteria to deal with the any graphing, see, to deal with any map functionalities, what is the mandatory element we should have, what is this longitude. Okay, everything I'm going to touch base it. Okay, so this is what. So tomorrow, first off, I'm going to touch base with the axis, because we have blended axis, dual axis, polygon axis, plenty of stuff. So that is what. But before proceeding with my next session, I request every one of you to be, to gone through that, the SQL joins without failure. You should be in a position to understand the type of nature of the data behavior, what you are getting here. How you get this data? Are you performing with a inner join, left outer join, or right outer join? Something. You should have that knowledge. Okay. And if you have any doubts, you can refer these sheets itself. See, look at this. Whatever you are seeing here, right? This is the data. I mean to say, this is order table, location table, product table. Okay, data subsets. Tables are being called as what? These folders are nothing but tables, guys. These tables are nothing but data subsets. That is what I think I already explained you with that, right? So you are going to work with all those things from now onwards. Okay, guys. Yeah. Any questions before starting up my tomorrow session? And one more thing, one more important that I would like to let you know is I have uploaded all the manuals here. If you want, you can refer that as well. And one more thing is, okay, and one more thing is, anyhow, assignments I'm going to upload maybe week after time. Yeah. So whenever you have some free time, I have given you the step-by-step learning Tableau document also. You can go through this. And this is one more important stuff. So I request better to go through this document also before proceeding to our next class. Okay. See what sort of various features that Tableau is having. Okay. How it is going to neutralize the traditional reporting tools, because Tableau is an advanced reporting tool, right? So how it is going to neutralize the traditional tools like Cognos, business objects, okay, SSRS, okay, and we have MicroStrategy. All those traditional reporting tools, how are we going to neutralize those importance with the help of Tableau? So let's discuss. I mean, you can understand in a better way if you go through this document once. Okay. So this is the stuff which is required for you before. I mean, okay. So this is required, guys. So I request every one of you to go through this also. Okay. Any other questions you have?
Bhargavi here.
Yes, please, Bhargavi.
You said you will give assignments for the person who wanted to improve in SQL, right?
Exactly, yes.
So will you share today?
I'll upload it in a portal directly here. Okay. So anyone, if you want, you can. I'll upload some important video records also. If you want, you can download it. Not an issue. Okay?
In the assignments folder?
No, in a SQL folder. SQL.
Okay.
Assignments I'll be giving it to you once we are done with the few elements like calculations, how we can define these parameters. Once we've gone through those topics, and then filters. We have a concept called filters. Under actions, we have a concept called filters. Okay. See, once we discuss these topics, then only I'm going to touch base with the assignments. Okay. But at this moment, I can ask you to practice with the SQL. That's what I can say at this moment, but not with related to Tableau. Okay. Any other questions?
Hi Ganesh, Harish here.
Yes, Harish, please.
This order ID, right? For example, it is a numbered column, like it doesn't have any character kind of thing like ABC or something like that.
Okay.
Does it takes a measured value, or in the Tableau itself it will make it as an
Okay. It's a good point. Tableau is having an intelligence to identify the nature of a data, Harish. Okay. So that is the reason, by default, from your respective sources, it is being identified as measures. Okay. But the traditional tools like business objects or Cognos, right? We have to let them, the middle layers like universe. We have a concept called universes or middle layers. In those layers, we will manually decide what is measure and what is dimension. But
yes,
in a Tableau level, it is having its own intelligence to based upon the nature of a data, it will identify into these segments like geographic dimensions and textual dimensions and date and time, something like that. Likewise, measures also it is going to be applicable. But once you have it on top of it, if you want to apply any separate aggregations, okay, separate aggregations where we have a default properties. So on top of it, we can apply like whether it is measure or whether it is, see, like we can apply these aggregations separately. That is our responsibility. Okay, but by default, it will identify whether it is measure or not. Okay.
Okay. How about if it is by default, if it has taken order ID, like we have a
You can
order
convert.
ID number
You can
set,
convert
we can
into-
convert,
look at
right?
this. Look
Yeah.
at this. Look at the option. You are able to see this option, right?
Yes.
Convert into measure. Okay,
Okay.
that is possible.
If it is in measure,
If it is a measure, see, convert into discrete or convert into
dimension. Okay.
dimension. But before doing the conversion, we have to ask ourselves. We have to question ourselves whether does it make sense converting a measure into dimension. That is one thing. Second thing is, what is the situation that making you to convert a dimension, converting a measure into dimension? So we have to ask self-analysis. We have to do a self-analysis. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. But anyhow, guys, trust me. I know that I'm emphasizing few of the points intentionally. The reason because I know the importance of those. So that is the reason. Because with the Tableau, right? When I started with my career around 3.5 years with the Tableau, right? I have trained in my organization, okay, 17 freshers, trust me. Now they are masters, okay. They are able to deal with both the development of Tableau as well as the server, okay. So that is the reason. Sometimes I may keep on saying that you need to do this, but please don't mind. I know that every one of you are experienced and you are having, I know that you are also working, but still I have a responsibility to brief. So that is the reason. Sometimes I may ask you in this way, but please don't mind. Okay, don't take it in another way because I feel it as a responsibility. So that is the reason. Okay, yeah, guys, every time. Okay, so you better to check whether you have any new updated documents or not. You have to keep on eye on top of this. Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for your time.